Lucky number 1.
Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Give thanks, give thanks, give thanks. I give thanks for another precious, precious, precious day of life. I am so grateful for the preciousness of life. So, it's been a minute. It's been a minute since I went live. Greetings and salutations, peace and love. One love, self-love. God is love. Love, 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 love. Sending love, peace, prosperity, and abundance your way. I am here to talk about some interesting things with you today. It's been a long time coming, which is why I had to put part 1, because there's going to be probably multiple parts to this video. Peace and blessings to you, Grace, Goddess Grace. Peace and blessings. Katrina, happy Thanksgiving. Give thanks, give thanks, give thanks. Hey, Tira, I hope I pronounced your name right. Hello, Karen Valencia. Hello, 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 hello. Hey, Amanda. Hello, D. Lamont. We're here. We are alive. We are well. We are conscious. We are getting better and better every day. Life is good. Life is great. Life is amazing. Life is precious. Life is for the living. So, I grew up a little differently from most people. I grew up in the teachings of Jehovah's Witnesses. Now, if you're not a Jehovah's Witness and you don't really know much about what they stand for, or all you've been introduced to is the jokes and the little jokes they have on TV about witnesses knocking on your door, talking to you about everlasting life and all that good stuff, and you slam the door and they make all these jokes. Well, yeah, I used to be one of those people. As a little girl, I used to knock on people's doors, talking to them about the hope of everlasting life right here, right now, right here on earth. As a little girl, I was already on my purpose, on my path, and I really want to give thanks and appreciation for that frequency that I came through. I didn't understand it at first, why or how. I disagreed with some things. I went through a lot, but here I am today to give thanks for all those experiences. And as you mature and as you ascend, as you become more enlightened, more conscious, more mature, more experienced with life, let me tell you this. The longer you live is the more precious life becomes for you. The longer you live is the more you understand, understand, and overstand yourself. And you. Once you understand you, then all the secrets of the universe opens up to you. You understand everything else once you know thyself. Know thyself. Here's a little secret that I just came upon recently. A few months ago, I was watching The Matrix for the 185th time, because it never gets old for me. I was watching The Matrix, and I believe it's either in episode 1 in the movie 1 or the movie, I don't know which movie. Watch all 3 of them again. But look, when you're watching these movies like The Matrix, you have to pay attention. You gotta take notes, because the universe uses every little thing to send you messages. When you look at the time clock and you see 222 and you see 1111, The universe is trying to send you a message. It's trying to use numbers. It's trying to use people. It's trying to use books. It's trying to use everything to send you messages. So here's some questions. I got some questions. I got some concerns. And I got some things to say that must be said. I make these videos so that this can be recorded forever and ever and ever. Amen. This will be down in what people call the Akashic records. This is the music that lives on forever. So today I want to encourage you to speak your truth. The universe is asking you to speak your truth. Make your voice heard. And we're not talking about voting. We're not talking about politics. We're talking about your universal rights as a supreme, divine, multi-dimensional being. Supreme and divine and perfect, holy, sacred are you. Now, I understand and understand that every single soul that I'm speaking to in this video may not be completely aware of who and what and why. Why are you here? Why are you here? So I made a little question, a little inquiry on my page recently. If you could choose, and you can, that's the part that you don't know, that you can choose. If you could choose how long you're able to live on this planet, if you were able to choose how long you could live, how long would you choose for yourself? I've gotten all kinds of numbers, and trust me, every single one of the numbers y'all gave me is an angel number that I look up and I read what is behind the number that y'all put down. 133, some people put 5,000, some people put 88, some people put all kinds of numbers on there. And I would love to talk to each and every one of you, but I've gotten all the questions and I've gotten all the answers that I need to get right about now. So what I've learned with that one question is that most of the masses, most of the people that are living here, and I wouldn't even call it living, most of the entities and souls that are here with you, family, friends, or associates, your job, your boss, the masses of people out there. You can go and look at my post. I asked the question, and there's plenty of answers on there. And only maybe 1% of the responses on there said forever. I would choose to live forever. And sometimes I get really, really emotional when I hear the responses. And I want you to understand what's going on, because when you understand how thoughts affect, create your reality, then you'll start to understand and overstand what's going on in your reality, because thoughts are things, thoughts are people, thoughts are circumstances, thoughts are situations. What you speak, what you believe, what you think are facts is really just thoughts that keep habitual thoughts that you keep thinking over and over and over and over and over again. Now, the first thing that I would ask most people that choose to not be here, I trust me, I understand why you wouldn't want to be here for more than, I think the shortest answer that I got was 60 tops, the person said. 60 tops, and I'm out of here. Everybody is like, I'm out of here. I want to be out of here. Like 80 the most, 60 the most, 70 the most. Why? Why would you choose to live such a short life? What is it about life that is just not, it doesn't do it for you? And my question to most people is, where are you going? What is it like there? What is it like there? What is your atmosphere like? What is your environment like? Like, okay, you want to live, let's say you want to live until 80, right? You choose a number, 88. I'm going to choose 88. You choose 88, okay? Let's say you're in good health at 88. You have your grandchildren, you have your children, you've worked hard for like 40 to 60 years of those 88 years. Probably doing something that's not your dream, because most people do not pursue their dream, their love, their passion. And most people leave before they've even accomplished what they call their mission. It's as if you came here and you expected to struggle, you expect to suffer, you expect to live a life of hustle, struggle, pain, suffering. And for some reason, nobody told you that life could be something so very different for you, to the point that you would choose to be here much longer. The consensus of the mentality of life is, it's hard. I don't want to live. I don't want to be here. I don't want to live that long. I just want to be in here, and I want to be out. Okay. Where I want you to keep in mind that with a thought pattern, a belief pattern like that, you are choosing your own demise. You are thinking, speaking, creating the reality of a short, hard life. And you could choose something else. Now, I don't know if anybody's ever told you this, and based upon the answers that I've been given as to how long you would choose to live here, it is actually very concerning to me, which is why I'm making this video, as to why you would choose to live such a short life. Keep in mind that when you make this choice, it's a choice. I know you don't think it's a choice, but it's a choice. It's a choice. Your body can live much longer. The temple of God that you reside in has the ability to live much longer. But your thoughts, your beliefs change the frequency. It changes the molecules. It changes the cells of your body. And while you came in here perfect, you came into this life immortal, there are some super genius beings on this planet who know the things that I know, that will tell you something different, that will tell you something that's disempowering, will tell you something that will shorten your days, will tell you to eat this, will recommend that, will put you on pills, will tell you that life is short, life is hard, we all gotta go someday, no one's perfect. You've gotten to this page for a reason. You're listening to me for a reason. 3 of you are listening to me for a reason. You're not just here on my page just because you just randomly. Nothing is random. The way you think, the thought patterns that you hold, the beliefs that you have has led you to this moment right here, right now is the only time that ever exists. I know you think it's what? That clock over there says 6:07. I know you think it's 6:07 p.m., but it's actually now. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. When you so-called leave this physical life, where are you going? How do you know you're going to enjoy that other side? How do you know that that side is bliss and no pain and no suffering? How do you know? How do you know that afterlife is where the party is at? How do you know? Because somebody told you this, whether they've left their body or they're in their body. Somebody told you this, and you believed them. And you believed them. Now, here's my thing about believing what someone says to me. Whether it's my parents, whether it's the pastor, whether it's the president of the United States. They're not your God. Your parents are not your God. Your pastor is not your God. Your politicians is not your God. So where does your God fit into this? Whether you're atheist, you're what they call agnostic, whether you're religious or you have a religion, where does God come into that for you? And what is your perception of this God? They're not God. Is God superior and greater than your politicians, your pastor, your preachers, your presidents, all of these people that told you these things? Now, why would you choose to believe something that was so negative? Life is hard is a negative statement. Life is a struggle. Negative statement. Do you want your life to be a struggle? That's what makes it negative for you. Now, that can be positive for somebody else. They like that ride or die life. They like that hard struggle. They like living on the edge. They like, any day now I could be gone. Gun on the hip, gangster mode. Is that the life that you choose to live? Because not only can you choose your length of days, but you can also choose who you will believe in, who you put your trust in, who you put all your faith into. You're putting your faith into your politicians. You're putting all your faith and trust into your parents. You're putting all your faith and trust into your pastor. You're putting all your faith and trust into your doctor. And these people bleed just like you. These people breathe just like you. There is no he's superior than me and I am less than. My pastor is superior to me and I am less than. Therefore, I must believe everything this person told me. People are programs. And we're under a spell. And my mastery is breaking spells, casting out demons, new thought, invoking a different kind of thinking pattern I'm here to interrupt the consistent programming that you've been inundated with that makes life so disturbing to be here. And here's my thing. If you are choosing consciously to leave and shorten your life by actually putting a number on it, you're shortening your life. By agreeing with the consensus of what everybody else is believing, you've already signed up for it. That's your destiny. That's your path. That's where you must go unless you change your belief system. Babylon is just a belief system that you hold. It's just a belief system that was introduced to you. Babylon is a system. And it is a belief system that is ingrained in us from birth. Your parents passed it on to you. Their parents passed it on to them. And their parents passed it on to them. And we are here, chosen few, anointed to break those generational programmings, curses, and paths. We are here to open up new scrolls. New scrolls have been opened. New New scrolls have been revealed. We no longer have to conform and believe and follow the crowd to the grave. How many of you are willing? No one wants to die to get to heaven. No one wants to die to go to heaven. If there is a possibility, if there is even a minute possibility that you can live and live a long, healthy, prosperous, abundant life, you're choosing to live that on the other side. You're choosing, okay, no food. I don't like food anyway, Ja. I don't really care whether I enjoy food or not. Okay, we can cross that off of your list. You don't like food. Okay, you don't want to eat. All right, good. The spirit realm, as far as I know, they don't eat. There is no more favorite foods. There is no more cooking. There is no more going to the grocery store. And if you are a foodie like me and you cherish and honor and praise, and I am so excited when there's a plate of food in front of me. I am so excited to see fruit growing off of a tree in multicolors. I'm so excited to be here to enjoy the sense of taste. 5 senses, okay? There's 5 senses that you know about. There's a 6th sense, but that's another video. We're talking about the 5 senses here and why I choose to live an everlasting life right here, right now, in heaven, on earth. Revelations, the scriptures. Apply the scriptures. It's been fed to us since we're little, and it's like, why do I have to go to church? Why you got me reading this Bible? Why I gotta study the Bible? I gotta go to Bible study. Why I gotta do all? And even if you didn't grow up Christian and you grew up in another religion, or you had none, your parents were just free. Your parents weren't really into nothing. They was just whatever, do whatever you want. You are still introduced to some kind of discipline, some kind of religion. You know what it's like. It's been mentioned to you. People have said scriptures to you. There's certain quotes that you know, like, as a man thinketh, so shall he be. Now, what does that statement mean to you? As a man thinketh, so shall he be. Now, if you don't believe that thoughts are that important, thoughts actually create, thoughts are actually moving into fruition, and every thought you think habitually, whether negative or positive, must come to fruition for you. So, here's my thing. No more tasting. No more sight in the sense that you see physically. There's no more touching. There's no more sight for you. There's no more physical sight. There's no more touching. For all of y'all that are so consumed with sex and you love to have sex, there is no such thing in the spirit realm that I know about. You know of sex happening in the spirit realm? You let me know about it. Go ahead and leave a comment. I'm willing to learn something new today. Has any of your ancestors come back to let you know the joy and the bliss and the whatever is happening over on that side? Do you communicate with your ancestors frequently? Do you communicate with your lost loved ones frequently so that you can get a good idea of what to expect once you shed this skin, this body that you think is temporary, but it really isn't? The body is responding to the commands of you, their God. The God of your body is you. You are the God of this physical body. And whatever you say about your body, whatever you think about your body, so shall it be. The difference between me and what I teach versus what I don't think there's anybody else on this planet that teaches what I teach. You are your body, period. You are your body. You are your body. You are connected to your body. Your body is you, and you are your body. It's just like you were taught that you're not God. This is what you were taught. You're not God. You're not perfect. You are something less than God. You're less than whatever created you. You're less than whatever brought you here. You're less than all of those things. That's what you were taught. That's what you were taught. That for me is a negative thought. It doesn't empower me in any kind of way to think of myself as less than anything that brought me here, that breathes in me, that moves my heartbeat, all of that stuff. I am. Whatever I say after I am, I become. So what have you been saying about yourself for 50, 60, 70, 80 years? I'm not my body. I'm not perfect. We all got to go someday. Life is short. There's a song that a lot of life is a bitch and then you die. I don't see anybody on this planet rejoicing when any of your loved ones leave. What's going to happen when you leave? What do you think is going to happen when you leave? You put your family and friends in a state of pure depression. Some for many years. Some never recover from your passing. I watch it every day. Our problem ain't money. Our problem ain't shoes. Our problem is not houses and cars and shoes and things and stuff to collect, because none of it you can bring with you when you leave this body. So how important is it really? How important is it really if you cannot take it with you when you leave this body? What are you collecting? You spend, 30, 40, 50 years working and working and working for your kids. You're working for this. You're working for the house. You're working for the car. You're working for the car note. You're working for this. You're working for that. You're working for that. You're working for that good old paper, man. Can you take that paper with you? No. You can take the house with you. Can you take the kids with you? Not even your children you can take with you when you decide and choose that life is short. You keep repeating it over and over and over again because that's your programming, not realizing that that's how spells and sorcery works. I'm aware now. So I don't even speak those words anymore. Why would I say life is short? Because that's the facts. Because I see everybody leaving. Because I see that everybody's life is... there's people that live short. No one lives past maybe 115, 118. I've never seen anyone accomplish. He said, the Christ consciousness said, even greater things you shall do. Where is your faith? That's what religion was supposed to do for you. That's what religion was supposed to... It was supposed to make you into a disciple of the Christ consciousness. It was supposed to conjure up in you the consciousness of Christ so that you can resurrect that presence, that holy presence, that God, that Savior, that Messiah inside of you. It's waiting on you. It's waiting on you. You think God wants a piece of you? You think God wants 10 or 20% of you? You think God only wants a certain amount, just a certain amount from you? God wants all of you. God needs all of you. God needs your whole body, your whole soul, and your whole mind. It needs all of you to be present and aware of your power right here, right now. I didn't come to collect things. I didn't come to chase anything. I came here to be the change, to be the light. I came here to be the positive expression of love, light. I am the resurrection. I am everlasting life. He or she that believeth in me shall not die. For something that is so painful for humans, for something that is the most painful experience for any human being, is not dis-ease. The most painful experience for any human being is not a lack of money. It's not a lack of anything. When any of your loved ones leave, you are in suffering. It is the greatest amount of pain that you will ever experience. I've watched it. I've seen it. I've learned for it, and I've conquered it. I am. Did you forget? Did you forget that Jesus is still alive and well? Did you forget that he conquered death? Right here, right now. Did you forget that he called you his disciples? Did you forget that what is greater, what is in you is greater than anything you see going on with these people, places, and circumstances? It's all responding to you. You're not a victim. You are actually the source of everything you see going on, but you're not conscious of your thoughts. You're not aware of the thoughts that you're thinking. You're just thinking on default. You just agreeing with everybody else. You just going along with the crowd. You just trying to fit in. You just trying to fit in. You don't want to be the one to sit there and hear someone complain about anything going on in their life and sit there and say, you know what? I give thanks. Because all of it is happening for a divine reason. And I know some way, somehow, the reason will be revealed to me when I am ready to accept the truth. Can you handle the truth? Can you handle the truth? You say you want the truth. You say you want the truth that sets you free, right? But can you handle the truth? Well, we're here to tell you the truth. And the truth is that you have the power. All things are possible. You are infinite. You are more than just human. You are more than just flesh and bones. You're forgetting that you're not just physical. You're also spiritual. There's a part of you that's unseen, and there's a part of you that is seen. And right here, right now, is the best of both worlds. Let me repeat that. You're not just physical. You are physical and spiritual. Integrate, combine, and unite who you truly are. They say the devil is a liar. They say the devil is a liar. When you are in the lower frequencies, and you know, I wouldn't even call it low. For me, the scale is not up and down. The scale is side to side. It's parallel for me. It's parallel universes going on. It's parallel. In the same space, on the same planet, there are people who have millions and billions and trillions of dollars that's living it up, drinking mimosas on the beach every day, building sandcastles with their grandchildren, not worrying about not one bill, not worried about nothing. There are people on this planet that are living heaven on earth. Just like you can turn on your TV or flip on the map and look at pictures of Hawaii or the Bahamas or any other tropical island. And you will look at that island and your eyes will literally say to you, this is paradise on earth. There are literal places, physical places on this planet, on this plane of thought. This is a frequency that we're on. It's more than just what you've been told. And here's my thing. If you have a certain level of maturity in your life right now and you've reached a stage where you know about GMOs, you know about monosodium glutamate in your food and why you should avoid eating that. You know about some of the things that you should avoid eating in your food. You know of all the different things that's going on this planet. You know what to avoid. You're at a stage now where you're conscious. It's the information is everywhere. Don't eat this, eat that. There's certain chemicals in this particular thing that will actually change the frequency of your brain. Like, for instance, MSG, what I just mentioned, monosodium glutamate. It does something to the brain. It does something to your brain. Okay, and you know it. You know it does something to your brain, and you eat it anyway. I'm telling you this because I've done it and I know you're doing it, so I can speak from personal experience as to what's going on with each and every single one of y'all. I have to go through it so that I can get a good understanding and understanding of what mankind is going through and how to overcome the most pain, the most suffering, and the thing that affects your life the most is not money. It's death. The thing that affects your life the most is death. And it's not even your own personal death, because that is the connection that you have to the all. This is how we are all connected. You've heard all of this. When someone dies, it affects us all. When Kobe Bryant left his body, it affected us all. Even if you didn't know who he was, a good amount of the planet mourned his death and are still mourning his death. How, people use this word selfish a little loosely. But how concerned are you to the service of humankind if you are not concerned about death? Either death to yourself or death to your loved ones, because you are the one that it affects the most. It doesn't affect your loved one the most when they leave their body. It doesn't affect them. They're not feeling what you're feeling anymore. They don't feel any loss because they're still alive and well. They just don't have a physical presence anymore. That's what makes your existence so royal, so precious, so magnificent. So, you know what? Sometimes I shake my head at humans because it's as if you don't realize the precious, precious gift you have as a body. The body, the physical body. Do you know how many non-physical beings would love to be in your place? To be in your place. To have your body. To have this experience for as long as they possibly can get out of it. You want to stay here as long as you possibly can. Why? Because you love yourself. The first 100 years, let me tell you something. The first 100 years is baby stage. Baby stages. The first 100 years of this life is all about learning. It's like preschool for me. It's like kindergarten. Every year that I celebrate, I don't even celebrate every year. I celebrate every second. I celebrate every minute. I celebrate every hour. I celebrate every day that my eyes open to greet this magnificent thing called life. I don't care about problems. I don't care about no politician. I don't care what the president is doing. Live your life. Live your life. Not just live it, but love it. What is it going to take for you to love your life to the point that you would want to experience this forever? That is what this whole experience is all about. It's either you leave the body and you switch out and you come back again into another body. You leave the body, you switch out and you come back again into this body. Just go ahead and imagine your non-physical state of being. How exciting is it for you? Tell me. I want to know. I want to talk to each and every one of y'all. I want you to tell me about your non-physical life and how great it is over there. Because let me tell you, over here, in this physical life, listen, I don't care what we go through as human beings. I don't care what's going on in the planet. Life is so sweet. As long as I'm still alive to breathe, to witness it, even if it's a problem, I am here to fix it. I am here to shed positive light on it. I am here to heal it. Life is just too precious for me to be... What? Listen to me. Your reaction when someone leaves their body is a good indication of what your purpose really is. It's a good indication of what your purpose really is. You're here to create heaven on earth. And every single soul that came here, that is your ultimate mission. Is to make life sweet for you. Is to make life, is to love your life again, to fall in love with life again. To fall in love with it. Because when you first came here, you loved life. You were excited. You were curious. You was all over the place. You was touching everything. You was putting everything in your mouth. You was like, yo, I got a body. This was you when you were born. I got a body. I'm no longer just flying into the air. I'm no longer just trying to communicate with the humans anymore. I'm no longer trying to communicate from the non-physical to the physical. I'm here, baby. Thank you. I'm here, baby. I'm living. I don't care how hard life is. No one wants to leave. No one wants to die to go to heaven. And none of your pastors told you that you don't have to die to go to heaven. It's not about collecting stuff. It's not about collecting all of this stuff. That's not what it's about. Life is for you to experience. It can't even be just, well, I went to earth and I came back. Let me tell you all about it. No. They're going to be like, yo, how do I get there? How can I have that same experience? If you watched Westworld, it's like, it's a lot. It's so deep. It's so deep. It's like you had a conversation with yourself in a non-physical world. It's like you're in a state. Imagine yourself as oxygen. You know oxygen exists. You know oxygen is real. And you know how important it is to this physical body. Right? That's how the oxygen is like that non-physical realm. You're everywhere at all. You can move anywhere. You can go anywhere. Yeah. But you can also do that in this body. When you go to sleep at night, you close your eyes and you're gone into another world. Every single person goes to a different world when they go to sleep at night. You are traveling. You are a traveler. You are doing it right now. Everything you think you can do in the non-physical realm, you can do it right here in the physical realm. Because here is the best of both worlds. And your position, your body is coveted. Coveted. The longer that you hold on to this body, the longer that you really appreciate life. And the moment that you change your perspective from life is hard to life is so sweet, so beautiful, so amazing, what you say is exactly what you'll get out of life.
Thank you.
There's a quote I put on my page from time to time that says, life is as good as you think it is. Life is also as long as you think it is. Life is also as great as you think it is. Life is as prosperous as you think it is. So is life the problem, or is the way that you think the problem? Louise Hay says, I don't fix problems. As she speaks to me right now, she's alive and well. She just doesn't have that physical body no more. Can you move into a new physical body? Absolutely. But the one that you have right now, the money that you have right now, the experience that you have right now, the children, the money, everything that you have right now is to be respected, honored, cherished, and revered more than anything else. Anything else. Now tell me, you got all this money while you were here. You worked so hard. You did everything for your children. You loved your family. Y'all so close. And you mean to tell me that you just going to pick up and just take off? You just going to pick up and what I call abandon your legacy? Don't you think that a loving God would actually want to see their legacy through? Do you even know what it's like to watch your children's children grow up? Do you know what it's like? Would you even... How important are these people to you if you are willing to just be like, I'm gone, I'm out, I'm done? You spent all this time, you spent all this energy for something that's so temporary. It's only temporary because you say it is. It's only temporary because you believe it is. It's only temporary because they programmed you to be this way. And I'm trying to tell you that this is a new day, new thought. Renew your mind for the everlasting goodness of God in man as man. You were never supposed to be separated. You were never supposed to be separated. Man separated you from God. Your leaders separated you from God. But it's all for a good reason, for you to return. Return to that righteous state of mind, for that right mind, for that subconscious mind, for you to now live in your right mind. To live in your right mind is to live into your righteous mind. And as God, if you were God, and you are, is this the life that you really think an all-powerful, all-knowing, all-loving God would choose for its children? Tell me. I want to hear your thoughts. I love my little girl so very much. I would never, ever confine her or close her into a limited, well, baby, I'm only going to give you this amount of days to live. So hurry up. Make it quick. Get it done. Because then I'm going to cut your life off. I'm going to make life hard for you, first of all. Then I'm going to cut your life off, and I'm going to make it so that you'll never see how your children grow up again. I'm going to see that you never, ever reap all the benefits of all the work you've done, all the physical work you've done. You have worked your bones down to the cartilage, literally. Some of us get to the 60s and the 70s and you can barely walk because you worked your physical. You put so much stress on your physical body. Not even for yourself. You did it for your children. And these same children, they're not worthy enough for you to live a little longer. For you to actually, your children want you here with them. Your children desire to have you here with them. It just don't make no sense to me. It doesn't add up to me. The only difference between me and most of the people that live on this planet is that they have already spelled, spoken, thought, believed, and created a reality of death. Because death does not exist. It is not real. It is an illusion, just like you see magic and you see the magician get up there, the best magicians get up there and they can do some tricks on you and it looks like the person is cut to pieces and they not. Just like you look at a movie and you see actors playing these roles and they get all kinds of stuff happen to them in the movie. They fall out. You see things happen to them in the movie. They're considered dead, but in an all-knowing space and time, you know that Denzel ain't dead. You know he's not dead. There's no such thing. Where you come from is eternal. You're infinite. You are eternal. And so is this body, is if you claim it as such. The train of thought that I come from, it's a lot of years and years and years of trauma, suffering, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding all combined into one. I had an enormous, my name is Jabundance because I have an enormous library of information that has opened up itself to me from the moment that I attracted the secret. The secret is the law of attraction. That's just what human beings call it, the law of attraction. The secret is called the secret because so few of us know about it, we're taught about it, so few of us actually practice this. And the few that I'm talking about is the 1 to 5% that you see and you're so jealous of and you're so intimidated when you see them walking around. These people are the ones that rule your world according to you because you gave them that power. And they taught you something different to keep you in a state of a mortal man. This is the information that was given to me, and it is my personal life purpose to speak it, to talk about it, to share it, to speak it on top of my lungs, on the top of the mountain, and whoever hears my voice shall never die. Do you love your children enough to live forever for them? You've worked your entire life for them. You set up all kinds of programs, all kinds of stuff for them. You made sure they was good. You bent over backwards. You worked your body to the bone. You love your kids that much that you would sacrifice your own flesh for them. Are you willing to make the biggest, not sacrifice, you're making the biggest, what is the word? The biggest contribution. It's not a sacrifice. You are giving your own life You are living on behalf of your children. Life is the real legacy. There is no legacy in death. This world will actually charge you a debt to bury somebody that you love. Charge you taxes. Charge you a debt to actually bury someone that you actually love. Now parents are burying their kids. Children are burying their parents, young parents too. Like I said, the first 100 years, you're still a baby on this planet. There are trees that live longer than most of humanity. And you're telling me that this is the way that life is supposed to be? This is the way that your creator intended for you to live? Your creator intended for the trees to outlive you. It don't make no sense. And if it don't make no sense, it don't make no money. And if it don't make no money, then it don't make life. Life don't make no sense. Because money alone is not the savior of your life. Money alone doesn't give you length of days. It's length of days. It's your mindset. It's what you give to life that lengthens your days. It's what you say about life. It's what you think about life. It's the vision that you hold. It's the imagination, that realm where children go, that you must return to as the Christ consciousness speaks through me. Until you become like children again, you will never enter the gates of heaven. So you think it's over when you leave this body? No, the lessons still continue. You may have to return. You may have to reincarnate until you figure it out. Until you figure out how to ascend to heaven right here, right now. There is no afterlife. There's only life. How do I know? Because in order for you to live and for you to actually have an experience of hell or heaven, you actually have to have some type of consciousness. Whether you're burning in hell, which the masses are right here, right now, believe you me. The responses that I got on that post was hell on earth. Get me out of here. Get me out of here as soon as possible. Get me out of here. I don't want to be here no more. I don't like it here. I don't want to come here. This is where your children are. This is where your family is. This is where all your children, all your family, all your cousins, all your friends, all your best friends, all your money, all your stuff is right here, right now. So if your purpose was to just gather stuff and you can't take your children with you, you can't take none of your money with you, none of your clothes, none of that stuff. The only thing you bring with you is your consciousness, the wisdom that you gained, the wisdom and knowledge that you gained from this physical experience is all that you take with you to that next realm. And it's not an after realm. All of these time zones are happening at the same time. There is no past and there is no present. It's happening now. If you're thinking about your past right now, what he did, what she did to you, it's actually happening now. Your body doesn't know time. Your body is responding to the thoughts that you keep thinking about yourself, your life, your government, your children, your money, your everything is based upon how you think, and how you think is playing out right in front of your eyes. You know, you'll say to yourself, I knew it. I knew that was going to happen. I knew that was going to happen. I knew she was going to do that. How many times have you said that to yourself? I knew you wasn't no good. Right. And you're going to be right because you couldn't think anything less. You couldn't think any better. You didn't train yourself to think any better. You weren't around people that could steer you in a positive direction. It doesn't matter what they did. You don't have not one person around you that can say to you, you know what? I know it looks grimy right now, but there's a God. There's a source. There's hope. There's faith. There's appreciation. There's so much love on this planet. When the sun comes out every day, that's love. When it rains, that's love. when the oxygen moves, when the breeze is blowing, when you take a breath in and you take a breath out. That's love. There's so much love here. It completely outweighs all the negativity if you would take the time to would just sit down and give thanks and count your blessings and just count your blessings without the money, without the stuff. Who are you? You have to get to a place where it doesn't matter what external attachments that you have. There's something that's so precious. There's something that's so sacred. There's something that's so wonderful about this life. This life, whether you're 1 year old or you're 80 years young, there is so much more to live. There's so much more to experience. You think you've experienced everything you wanted to experience at 80? Do you really think you've accomplished every single thing that you possibly could have accomplished while you were here in those 80 years? Give yourself more time. Give yourself length of days. The money will follow. Everything you need to sustain you for however long. However long. This is why we keep reminding you that you are God. And with God, with that consciousness, because everything else will tell you that you're not. Everything else you look at will tell you that you are not worthy. You are not perfect. You are not this. You are not that. And I am here to tell you that you are everything and a bag of chips. You are all of that and a bag of chips. This is the church of God in man. Man in God, where we finally see ourselves and we finally cultivate a new vision, a new world. This is what the new world is. This is what that new vision is. This is what the scriptures were talking about. A new heaven. Daniel and his prophecies in Revelations says, and I saw a new heaven and a new earth. And death will be no more, and pain will be no more. The former things have passed away. How are you not seeing this happen right in front of your eyes? People are dropping like flies out of here. Why is this happening? To usher in a new world. Some of us will stay to teach the young the ways of a new world, ways of a new man. I am the melanated expression in divine feminine form to proclaim the king and queendom of heaven here and now. If you choose to go, if you choose to go there in your mind, if you choose to go there in your imagination, because where you are right now, you have imagined every single speckle of it. You think the world is wicked? It shall continue to be so until you form a new vision within yourself at night and at any moment. You have the free will to use your consciousness. Use your consciousness to vision and build a new earth. Not only for your children, but for all of humanity, for all soul. Every soul is free in my world. Every soul is forgiven and cleansed in my world. I am the Messiah of my own world. I see the best. I assume the best. It wasn't always like this for me. I had to overcome the programming. I literally had to do psychological surgery on my mentality. What you keep speaking, you'll continue to create it in your world. My world is different from your world. Yes, I live on this planet with you, but my world is a different world from you because I think so differently. I think so positively. I think so purposefully. I am impeccable with my words. And so shall it be. As you speak, so shall it be. You sit there and you claim poverty and you talk about how broke you are and you talk about how tired you are and you talk about how sick you are. And guess what? There is something invisible that hears you. And that invisible source says, your wish is my command. Because you don't even know how powerful you are. You don't know your own royalty yet, but now you do. It hears you. It hears you talking about this person. It hears you talking about your government. And it says, it doesn't judge. It doesn't say, oh, you shouldn't be thinking that. No, it don't. All it says is, your wish is my command. Whatever you keep thinking about, I assume you want more of it. Whatever you keep talking about, you are giving your life force energy to. And it is literally draining you or it's empowering you with the way that you think. The way that you think, it's either pulling life force energy from you. I'm sick. I'm weak. Life is hard. People are wicked. I can't stand him. I can't forgive him. You just keep getting, your life force energy just keeps going down and down. You have no reason for being here. You lose all your power and your vigor and your excitement for life when you think those thoughts. Get away from those people. Get away, get from around those people that keep putting those thoughts and those spells, and they keep talking about the same thing. They keep gossiping. They keep talking about how hard is life. Get around some people that's going to help you to realize how rich you are. Get around some people that's going to help you to realize how beautiful, how positive, how grateful, how blessed, how worthy, how precious, how sacred, how wonderful life can be for you. Get around more of those people because your people are your thoughts. And you want to keep your thoughts on the road that leads to everlasting life. You don't want to go to that road that leads to the grave. Jesus spoke of hell as the grave in the Bible. Another translation terms hell as the grave. So you know what I call that realm? I call that the graveyard realm. This is where we celebrate the dead. It's Halloween every day, all day. We celebrate the dead more than the living. We worship the God of death more than we worship the God of everlasting life. We choose to believe, serve, and support the God of death. We give all praises and all honor and all the trophies and all the accolades to the people that are what we call dead, even though they still live. That's that world that's passing away, where you give more energy and more presence and more. What about the people that are here right now? What you don't recognize is that DNA, blood, DNA, we are all one. There is no such thing as, it's like a red rose saying to the white or the yellow rose, you know what? I'm better than you because more people buy red roses than they buy white and yellow roses. So I'm superior to you because I got more red in my roses than you do. You're less royal, you're less sacred than me because my rose petals are red and your rose petals are white. Can you find something about that rose, about that person, other than their skin tone, that you can appreciate, that you can find resonance with? What is it about that person? Between Bob Marley and Martin Luther King, they both spoke of the disharmony and the war and the dysfunction that would happen and that would keep happening if we keep focusing on what we see versus what we cannot see. The unseen world versus the seen world. If you couldn't see the color of the person's skin, could you finally appreciate the person, the character, who that person really is? Can you appreciate that about that person despite the color of their skin? Can you find something about that person that unites the both of you together? I'm just saying though. My eyes just don't see the world the way most people do. It just doesn't resonate with me that my children, I'm considered a black woman, and every single race can come through me. And you're telling me that I'm to look at my white child or my brown child or my in-between beige looking child, and I'm to say, you know what, baby? The darker child is the child that is supreme. Or the white child is the child that's supreme. Who does that? Which mother in their right mind does that? Life without end at last. It's not about how long you choose to live. It's about whether or not you are willing to do the mental work that is necessary to create the life, whether you want to create that life when you leave this body or you want to create that life when you're in the body. There is no difference. There's nothing that you can do in the physical realm that you cannot do in this realm. With God, consciousness, all things are possible. Can you perform miracles in this physical body I have with my own body? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Can you believe in something that you cannot see as yet? Can you believe it into existence? Is the question of the gods. That's the question of the gods. I'm not talking to mortals. I'm talking to the chosen few that believe in something greater. That have visions of something greater. Do you really think it's just not practical and reasonable for you to think that evil will persist and continue forever? What kind of thinking is that? Do you really think that suffering, evil, dysfunction, and disharmony will exist forever and ever and ever, and nothing will change? The planet will always be evil. The planet will always be wicked. The politicians will always be this way. What kind of mind consistently keeps thinking that over and over? A mind that is diseased. And that's what creates disease in the body. And then you find some type of way to manifest your way out of here. That's why I said, let me get the hell up out of here. Let me get the hell up out of here. Because you've created a hell-like state, and that was not the original purpose for you. You are here to transcend the wickedness and the evil and the death and the disorder. You are here, and you knew it. You knew you could do this. This is why you came in the first place. You knew you could conquer it. You knew you could create something different. You knew you were part of that 144,000 to create heaven on earth. Not just for you, but for all mankind, because all mankind is you, God. You're connected to it all. You are connected to it all. What you say is so shall it be. As a man thinketh, so shall he be. And that's just the juice of it. I don't know how else to say it to you. I don't know who else needs to come. I don't know why you feel as if somebody else needs to come and give their life and sacrifice their life on a cross for you to understand how worthy, how perfect, how forgiven, and how magnificent you are and life can be for you when you decide and choose to think thoughts that feel better, that feel better to you. This is part 1. Life Without End at Last is a song we used to sing as Jehovah's Witnesses. It's happening now. You have to get into a state of having, not wanting. It is the true state of manifestation. And this is the part that a lot of teachers, they miss out on. It's not about missing out on it. It's what I am here to bring to the table. Everyone is here to bring something to the magnificent feast of life. Every single person on this live has some kind of knowledge, some kind of intuition, some kind of inner knowing that may not even be in a book yet. They have it. It's written in our DNA. It's written in our blood. Every single ancestor, every single leader still lives inside of you, in your consciousness. They live in a world that is unseen but can be felt and can be heard. And you also have the ability to resurrect. And this is for the masters. This is the master class. The easiest way to explain it is to go back to the law of attraction. The way you were taught to manifest money, the way you were taught to manifest the love of your life, the way you were taught to manifest any of your desires, all of it applies to manifesting everlasting life on this planet right here, right now. Nobody ever spoke like this when I was growing up. And nobody speaks like this even now. I'm searching. I'm looking. I'm going through every teacher. Does anyone know what is going on? Does anyone know what I know? What I can see? The vision is for me. This is the part that, these are the reason I make these videos. This is my part of the puzzle. This is my plate that I bring to the table. I am the end of all of those things. I am the resurrection. I am the life. It's so easy to understand. When Jesus said, let the weak say, I am strong. Buddha, every single great teacher has taught us this. But for some reason, the mind has been so distracted and we've been on so many chemicals, so many drugs, so many things has been coming at us for so long. It took me literally years of purging, detoxing, taking off all the makeup, taking off all the chemicals. The reason why, and let me try to explain this to some of the women out there who get really, really triggered when a lot of teachers say, please stop wearing the weave, please stop putting on the makeup with all the chemicals. It's all about chemicals. It's all about artificial substances. It's all about bringing you back to the Garden of Eden. It's all about bringing you back to your original state of consciousness. It's all about bringing you back to the right state of mind. Yes, all of it has something to do with it. Every single box you look at in the grocery store, every single pill you take, even an aspirin, will weaken your ability to manifest your reality, because it's all about focus. Your mind has to remain focused on the vision. No matter what you see, no matter what's going on in the world, it's already yours. It's already here. You are the first physical manifestation of your desires. Catch the mood. Catch the feeling of what it would be like to live with $1 billion in your bank account. Get into the feeling. You must get into the feeling. And that feeling for me is gratitude. It is the quickest, easiest way for you to align with that vision of what it is you wish to manifest. You want to gather all this stuff and you want to have all this money. I get it. But without life, you drop down tomorrow, you hit the grave. None of it matters. Is what I'm trying to tell you. I don't teach about money anymore. I don't teach about how to get this, how to get that. You already have it. Focus on living and living longer. Focus on changing that programming that was given to you. If you choose to live a long and healthy and prosperous and abundant. You want abundance? Focus on abundance. Talk about abundance. Speak about abundance. Give thanks for abundance. Constantly, 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 unceasingly, with passion, with confidence, with excitement. You must find what it is that makes life worth living for you, and you must start doing it now more than ever. You think you're not hurting your kids? You think you're hurting your kids if you stop going to that job that you hate, that's stressing you out, that's causing your body to feel this way, that's causing you to pop those pills, drink that bottle? You think your children really want you to leave them? Your children want you here. Your grandchildren want you here. You are meant to live an everlasting life. Your legacy is long. You will outlive every single other soul who chooses to leave. You will outlive them, and you will show them how it's done. You will show your children how it's done. No more tears, no more suffering, no more death, no more pain. And he will wipe, and she will wipe every tear from their eyes. It is up to us, the enlightened. What people call the Illuminati is simply that 1 to 5% that's speaking what I'm speaking to you about. And you may not be privy to it. This may not be common around your circle. This may not be common in your books. It's on purpose. It's on purpose that it's not common to hear this stuff. When I first discovered The Secret, I cried, and I cried. And I tried to share it with every single family member. But the spell is real. The programming is real. And only when somebody you love dies. It doesn't matter if you die, because you're not concerned about nothing that's going on over here when you shed your body. Because as you can notice, there's not a lot of people in this world that's in touch with that other world. You are alive and well. And if you're listening to this video and you choose to leave your body, you go to that other side, please contact me immediately. When you go to that other side, I am willing and I am open and I am right here waiting for you to contact me from that other side, that non-physical side. I'm willing to have a conversation with you from that side. Please contact me as soon as you shed that body and let me know. Let me know how you're doing. Earth's first immortals. We are here. Now, most of us are quiet. They don't want to deal with no one. They don't want to deal with the masses. They don't want to deal with you. They don't want to deal with the nonsense. They don't want to deal with the stupidity. They don't want to deal with all of the... They just don't want to. They're rich. They're happy. They living their best life. They not concerned about getting on no live, trying to teach you the things that they know. First of all, it's like 90% of everyone is like, what are you talking about? Like, they're good. They're not, I've spoken to them. They're not interested in sharing this information with you. They'd rather keep it to themselves and live a nice, quiet, peaceful, joyous, rich, and prosperous life. And they'll just sit there and watch y'all talk about them and talk about how greedy they are and talk about how they ain't doing this and how they ain't doing that. And they're not talking about y'all. They too focused on living their best life. For me, living my best life is sharing what it is that I know with you. That's my best life. Most of the people who know this information, who've kept this information from you, they don't really care about sharing it with you. That's why they're called secret societies. They keep this stuff to themselves. They meet up with 4 or 5, maybe 2 or 3 people that's rich and prosperous with them. They congregate with those people, and you don't see them. You don't see them living around you. You don't see them living near you. They're not trying to contact with you. They're not trying to mingle with you. Because what I found in this process of life, you have to protect your, what I call, positive energy. You have to protect your positive energy. And being around masses and masses of people who are like, no, you don't. No, you can't. No, you can't. No, that's impossible. You out of your mind. You crazy. What you think? Every single person that has created something great for you that you're enjoying right now, whether it's the phone, the light bulb, airplane, cars, there were masses of people that told them, you're crazy. It'll never happen. I'll believe it when I see it. They met with so much opposition, but they still continue to do so. My mission is to share everything that I know. I am well endowed with information, which causes me to be a very, very wise woman. And in the English language, a wise woman is what people call witch. I looked it up in the dictionary. A witch is considered a wise woman. And I guess for the patriarchal system, for a man, a wise man is considered a wizard or something else. It's not has any negative connotations to it. I'm laughing for a reason. But yeah, witches are the women that have this knowledge. That's what they used to call them, and they used to burn them. It's kind of similar to what they did to Jesus, right? They hung him up on a cross and they sacrificed him. It's just like hanging or burning. Same thing. The people who thought differently, that went against the crowd, that did all that stuff, they were considered evil. But yet they were super wise and super, super, super knowledgeable. And they don't die. They just reincarnate into people like me. And I was born with not an ounce of fear to talk about what it is that I know for sure. And what I know for sure is that if you change your thoughts, you can change your life. And I'm talking about this life right here, right now. I'm not talking about no afterlife. I'm not talking about no other life. You are here to live an extraordinary, wonderful, wonderful life. So, this is part 1. I was just about to talk about Earth's... Hold on. I don't know what else to really say. I don't know what else to say sometimes. It's like, does anybody hear what I'm saying? Is anybody listening? Because honestly, I'm so comfortable with I get it. I'm so comfortable with just shutting off my entire page. I'm telling you, this is how, I'm not the only person that thinks this way. I'm so comfortable with just shutting my whole page off, deleting all videos, and just carrying on with my beautiful life and not have a care about anything else that's going on. Really, because it takes a lot to come forward and be that spokesperson for all of a whole bunch of secret societies and all different things that people talk about. And it's like, I study, I'm a nerd, I read, I study, I do all of that. I got to a point where I didn't need to read anymore. I was starting to transmute and start to channel the information that were in the books. And I started to channel information that superseded the books. And this is where it comes in. Neville Goddard, Wayne Dyer, Louise Hay, Bob Marley, Martin Luther King. It goes on and on. The teachers that came and went, sacrificed their lives. How many people got to sacrifice their life for you? And you're just going to sit there and cry and cry and cry and cry and suffer because this person left. It's like the worst thing you could ever do to your family and friends is to leave. Because they want you here with them. And for all the people that think they're alone and nobody cares if I die and nobody, yes, you do. When you die is when you're going to see how many people actually care. Because most people are quiet of what they really feel when you're alive. It's like, but when you die, it's like, oh, this person was so great. This person was so wonderful. They did this, they did that. And if you would only tell them these things when they were alive, celebrate them while they're living. Give them the roses while they're living. Tell them how much you love and appreciate them while they're living. Give them a reason to stay. Be that positive light, that positive change in their life. Life is not all about doom and gloom. And I know the news will have you think it's that way. Your parents will even have you thinking that way because my parents didn't know. They don't know no better. They can't teach you nothing better if they don't know any better. I'm just so grateful to be that blessed, to be that honored, to be chosen, to be that voice. It was given to me because it knows that I would share it. It's like God gives me money. The universe gives me money. The universe gives me abundance. The universe gives me prosperity. And as I speak, it just keeps happening. Before this, 20-something years ago, I used to be the most negative. Nancy, no, this can't happen. Oh man, this is not gonna. It's gonna be bad. It's not gonna work out very well. I can't make no more money than that, man. Oh man, I'm broke. Oh man, this was me. I know the world that you live in. I was there, and it was hell right here on earth. And what I'm telling you is, it's not just one world. It's not just hell here. You can live heaven right here, right now. Where else would you choose to live forever in paradise? Which other planet would you choose to live on? Which other planet, even with all the problems that we have going on right now? You didn't come here to just get up and come build the problems and join the problems and support the problems and leave. You are here to help clean up this world, to change this world. The same world that your ancestors created, and they don't even know they created. When you sit there and you complain about this is happening and that happening and this is happening, you are the one that's adding to all the confusion with your voice, with your beliefs, with your thoughts. Have you ever thought about saying to yourself, you know what? I really appreciate everything. Now, you can list all kinds of things that the government has done that you hated, that you despise, and you disagree with. But can you find 10 things that your government has done for you that has literally benefited you, benefited your children in some type of way or form, and you are an ungrateful individual if you cannot name 10 things that your government has done for you right now? No matter how wicked you think this planet is, no matter how wicked you think your government is, there is a positive side to the government, and I'm telling you to focus on that. And the more we focus on that, and we keep appreciating, and we keep giving thanks, and we keep focusing on all the positive changes that our government has made, all the positivity in our government. It's not just all evil. All of our policemen are not evil. Focus on the good cops more than you focus on the bad cops. Focus on all the great things that the government does for you more than you focus on all the bad things. And you will see that the good things, the reason why it's going to overshadow the negative things is because you have now decided to consciously look for the good. And as you look for the good, you make it bigger. You make it bigger. The more you thank it, the more you appreciate it, the more you recognize it's just like any person. The government is like any person, like any family, like any friend. There are things that your family and your friends have done that some of it is wicked, some of it is trifling. Some of the stuff that your family and friends have done to you is unspeakable. Unspeakable, some of the things that have happened to you by just humans alone, just your little circle, just your little family and friends that have done to you. It's the same thing happening on a small level. It's happening on a big level. This is how the small creates the big and how the big creates the small. As above, so below. When you hear these terms, it all comes together in your spiritual growth and maturity. All of these things come together. And for me, it was wow. It broke me down to my knees. Everything that I was taught since I was a little girl up until now, it all came together for me. And I can see now exactly why I chose these parents, why I went through Jehovah's Witness, why I went through that relationship, what that relationship taught me, what that religion taught me, what the government taught me, what my parents taught me. Now, how can I use my mind to manipulate the energy of what it is that I came here to do? Okay, I see all the problems, but I know I'm the solution. So when I see the problem, I'll just go ahead and I'll go into here. What am I thinking about this particular person, place, or situation that's contributing to what I'm getting back? What I'm getting back is exactly what I'm giving. You have to pay attention to it. You got to pay attention to the thoughts that you're giving, the emotions that you're giving. If you're sending hate, if you're sending anger, if you're sending frustration, if you're sending unforgiveness, don't feel no type of way when it comes back to you, because life is fair. You cannot send hate. You cannot send anger. You cannot send all these thoughts to anything. You don't even have to speak it. If you're thinking it, it's still manifesting. It's still manifesting right in front of you. So the best thing that I can tell you to do is to look for the good more than you look for the bad in that person, place, or situation. Look for the good. And if you can't find the good, you affirm to yourself over and over and over and over. Only good will come out of this situation. Out of this situation, only good will come. Out of this situation, only good will come. Out of this thing going around that has people wearing masks, only good will come. Only good will come. I promise you, only good will come. Change in the government, only good will come out of this situation. I don't know how. I don't know when. None of that is my concern. The more that I keep myself in positive alignment with having it now, with having my wishes fulfilled now, and that is the major number one secret to life. It's even written in the scriptures where Jesus said, when you pray, believe you have received. Again, when you pray, believe you have received. Where is your belief? Because the moment you talk about not having it, it's gone. You're not going to manifest it. It's not going to happen for you. You are not going to see it in your reality. You are not going to create that world that you wish to live in. And you're going to think life sucks. And that very thought that life sucks is going to milk it for you. You cannot say it and believe it without actually experiencing it. Whether you're saying it about a person, whether you're saying it about anything, your food. This is why I used to be one of those people to get on my page talking about, this is in our food. Don't eat that. They're poisoning our food. And then I realized that I'm poisoning my food. The minute that I say I agree and I claim as true, they are poisoning my food. My food is being poisoned. They can't do anything else other than what I believe they will do. That's why they say, believe in something greater. Believe in something better. Believe in infinite possibilities. Hope. Even if you're on the level of hope, it produces a different result instantly in your body. The minute that you start to see the good, the minute that you start to forgive your government, your oppressors, your parents, the person that abused you, the minute that you truly forgive them, you start to forget the discretion, the transgression. You still have the wisdom. You still have the wisdom. And the wisdom is the part where my thoughts were in alignment with a negative outcome. My thoughts, when people say, oh, I knew they were going to do that. I knew you was going to do that. I knew it. I knew you were going to do it. And it's always something negative. It's always something negative. I knew it. Something negative, right? Okay. It's going to happen because you keep as you think, so shall it be. And if you, it's a practice. Every day you have to sit down and you have to just, meditation for me is sitting there and you literally get to a quiet place. Because even when you shut off all the music, you get everybody from around you and you find this nice peaceful place, you're going to notice that your mind is going constantly. It's just rolling with thoughts. And each thought you can choose to believe or not to believe. Because you're picking up other people's thoughts. You don't know this, but you're like a TV. You're like, and I learned this because I ask for wisdom, knowledge, and divine connections. I don't ask for money. I don't ask for things. I don't ask for none of that stuff that most people ask for, which is why I'm so rich. I'm so rich because I know how to manifest and I know how to unmanifest. I know how to create dysfunction and I know how to create function because it starts with me. All my relationships are harmonious and working well. Like, these are the things that you have to tell yourself. These are the things you have to tell yourself in the middle of the dysfunction, in the middle of the storm, in the middle of the dis-ease, in the middle of the pain, because you are the one that created it and you don't even know how you did it. And I'm telling you how you did it because you're not paying attention to your consistent, habitual thoughts since you were a child. It's still running like a broken record. And all you got to do is go in there, and every day you got to prune. You got to go into that garden. This is the garden. This is the Garden of Eden. You got to go in there every day and you got to take those weeds out. The weeds are the negative thoughts that the world will put in there, the people you're around will put in there, and eventually you'll start shutting off the news. You'll start shutting off the TV. You'll start getting from around those friends or those family members that just make you feel like crap every time they make you feel like the world is about to end, and it ain't ending. It's not ending. You might be in a suicidal state where I want to get the hell up out of here as soon as possible. I don't see myself living no longer than this, that, and the third. And this is what I learned from that post. The majority of people don't want to be here. So most people are living in a suicidal state. For me, it's kind of like they've lost their mind because it's no longer theirs. Their mind is programmed for whatever the programmer wanted to program you to. And they programmed your parents to program you, and so on and so forth. Your food is programming you. Your everything is programming you. And the only thing that will overcome these programs is your mind. For you to take it back. How you take your power back is to take your mind back. You're not going to tell me what to think. You're not going to tell me what to do. You're not going to tell me what to buy. I'm looking at this TV, and I don't normally have cable because I choose my programming. Every program I choose, I pay for, and I choose what I want to watch. And I only watch a few things. That's it. That's it. That's it. Usually if it's rated R, you probably shouldn't watch it because it's going to be filled with a whole bunch of violence, a whole bunch of sexual stuff. That's just completely not what you want to see. You don't want to feed. It's just like food. You don't want to feed your mind with things that you would not want to experience. So if you're watching couples all day fighting in a show, all day, every day you're watching these people fight, and there's no examples of positive relationships that you're watching, successful, positive relationships. You are going to create that unconsciously into your life because you're choosing to watch a program. You're choosing to watch a program. It's programming your thoughts, and your thoughts create the reality that you see. All men are dogs. All men cheat. There ain't no good men around. Lies. You have to feed yourself with positive images because that's what you want, right? That's what you want. That's what you want to experience. That's what you now have. So you're gonna pick and choose what you watch now. You always have to paint whatever you're looking at. Always has to align with the reality of having it now. You cannot watch violent killing and abuse and all that stuff in the news, especially. It's 99.9% negative. So for you to watch the news every single day, you are going to program your mind with negativity. Oh man, you just pay attention to the way you feel when you are watching certain shows. What kind of emotion does it bring out of you? Are you smiling? Are you laughing? Are you feeling good when you're watching this show? Does it leave you feeling good? After you turn the program off, after you turn the news off, are you feeling good? And most people aren't paying attention to it because we were never taught to. This is why only 1 to 5% of people on this planet are the power. That's what they call the power on this planet, because they know this. They know this, and they know how to discipline their mind. This is what a disciple means. This is what a disciple means. You have a disciplined mind. You have disciplined your mind for prosperity, abundance, and positive vibrations. When you watch a whole bunch of negative stuff, you're watching killing, you're watching dysfunctional families, you're watching the news talking about who died, who did this, who broke into there, you are creating it over. They know this, and I'm sharing it with you so that you can empower yourself, your children, your family, and your friends to create a better, more fulfilling life that's worth living. That's worth living. I'm not talking about living forever on a planet of wickedness, suffering, and dysfunction. I'm talking about recreating the reality that you live in by the thoughts that you keep thinking. As an individual, it is your responsibility to think in alignment with the desires of your heart. You have to keep yourself in present tense. I am. I am. I am. I am. I have. I have. I am now. I am now. Because that's the only time that exists. That's the only affirmations that make that actually work. You have to be in the now. You cannot be in the past. You cannot be in the future. I will be. I will have. One day I will. It will never come. Today, right now, I am wealthy. I am happy. I am grateful. I am grateful. You have to, you can't speak. Some people say you're not keeping it real. No, that's not how it works. It's not about keeping it real. Reality is an illusion. What's real is what you believe. That unseen world is what's really, really real. That's what's really, really real. And you are the magic. You are the magician. You are the God. You are the creator. That's imagining. That's thinking. That's talking about it. That's thinking about it. You're the one that's calling those things. You're the one that's calling the prosperity. You're the one that's calling the abundance. You're the one that's calling the tragedy. You're the one that's calling the death. Every time you say life is short, you take off another day of your life. Every time you say life is short, you knock off another day off of your life. You knock off another year. Tomorrow you may not wake up. This is how important it is for you to know what it is that you're spelling, and you need to understand what real sorcery is. It's already being done to you, so I'm helping you to break your spells, break those curses. Every time you say something about yourself that you do not desire, you are cursing yourself. Every time you say I'm broke, when in reality, you actually wish, you desire riches, you desire wealth, you desire abundance, you are blaspheming. You are cursing yourself every single time you go against your desires, your heart, your worth. You chop off another day of your life the minute that you say life is short. The minute that you agree with the crowd and say life is hard, life is a struggle, life is a hustle, trust and believe that you'll have another hurdle to go over very soon. You're going to get a call, you're going to get a bill, you're going to get something that's going to confirm and solidify the reality that you keep claiming as true. Until you change your mind, nothing will change. Until you change, nothing out there will change. Your external reality will not change. Nothing will change until you decide to change your mind. You can't keep thinking these stinking thoughts. We used to call them stinking thinking. Stinking thinking. Your thoughts are smelly. Your thoughts don't smell good. Your thoughts don't look good. If we were to take a picture of your thoughts, what would they look like on a consistent basis? Don't expect to have a positive life with a negative mouth or negative mind. You cannot go against universal law. You must be the vibration. You must be the frequency. You must be the vibration of what it is that you wish to experience. So keep talking about it. Keep talking about how bad it is and see how bad it actually gets. Keep talking about how good it is and you'll actually see how good it gets. It's as simple as that. You're giving it. You're constantly giving it. Whether you open your mouth or not, you're thinking it. Your brain is sending and receiving vibrational signals and frequencies 24/7, 365 days. It never shuts off. Your subconscious mind never sleeps. God doesn't need to sleep. Your subconscious mind doesn't sleep. Even when your body is laid out, you are still traveling. Your mind is still moving. You are still thinking. Your consciousness is still going, which is why I keep telling you, just because you don't see their body does not mean that they're dead and gone or they're lost. And that's the first secret that I will tell you about resurrecting your so-called dead loved ones. You want to see them again? You want to bring them back into a new restored body again? Then you shall never speak of them as dead ever again. You will never speak of them in a way that you do not choose to see them. It's the same thing with money, the same thing with anything that you want to manifest. You never speak of your loved ones as dead. I never speak of anyone as dead. I am the resurrection. I am the life. I know my power. Am I the only one on this planet? I don't know. But I know that I came here to do this. I came here to speak this with authority. I came to speak it. To speak it when I was a little girl, I didn't speak at all. I didn't like talking when I was young. I didn't talk at all. My voice used to tremble just trying to speak to my parents. They used to shake me to try to speak, to get a word out of me. I was a thinker, mostly. Now you can't shut me up about what it is that I know. You just can't. You just can't. Be careful of what it is that you're saying about yourself, man. Self-love goes to a completely new degree when you understand that what you're saying about yourself, you're creating for yourself. What you're saying about your world is what you're creating about your world. You do know because you're speaking it into existence. You don't know. You do know what tomorrow will bring because you're appreciating, you're hopeful, you're faithful. You believe in something greater than what can be seen right here, right now. Understand who you really are. You are not just human. That's just a word that they use to describe you, to bring you on a lower level than God. Some people will say, I'm a child of God. You're more than a child of God. You are God in living, breathing flesh right now. You are the only God that you can actually see. Most people worship a God they cannot see. And you have the magnificent experience of actually seeing your own God right in front of you. And it is your job to bless that God, to praise that God, to love and honor that God. It's as simple as that. With God, all things are possible. So to say that the human body is not capable of doing anything goes against, with God, all things are possible. I believe in something greater. I believe in something greater. We are here to transcend the law. Man-made law is temporary. God's law is everlasting and eternal. Do you really think God can't create an immortal body? Really? Really? Do you really think Almighty God cannot create an immortal, indestructible, limitless, eternal body? And you think if God if you think and you believe in an external God, if you think that God is all powerful and God created this so-called temporary body, do you not think that God is great enough to create an immortal body, an eternal body, an everlasting body? Which God do you serve? Because the God that I serve is able to do all things. All things are possible for my God. My faith is full. My faith is full. So the only thing that I see that's missing from mankind is faith, belief, love. That's what's missing. Vision, imagination, learning to step into that imagination that you were in when you were a child that was snuffed out of you. You must go there again.
Good morning.
You must claim all the riches of heaven now. You must claim your heavenly existence now. Don't expect anything to change if you didn't change. You didn't change your mind. You didn't change the way you talk. You didn't change your beliefs. You didn't change the way you think. You didn't do anything. So how do you expect anything to change? You're allowing other people to dictate how your life will be. What did you come here for? You came here with nothing, with absolutely nothing but pure wisdom and pure life force, pure positive energy. That's what you came here with. Clean slate. You can give that to yourself right now. You can give yourself a clean slate right now. Go ahead and start deleting all those files. Deleting all those negative files that was taught to you. Delete it. Delete every single one of them. You're gonna, this life is hard. Keep going and move away from all these old thoughts, forms that keep you stagnant and keep you down. It keeps you down. You need to associate and be around people. And if you don't have that physical presence, get online. Get online and find those people, those anointed beings that will help to keep you up, to keep you in a heavenly state, to keep you in a state. First of all, I keep saying this to you, and I'm going to keep saying to you over and over and over again. If your job from 9 to 5 every single day, you should be doing what your heart desires. Not what the world thinks you should be doing, not what your mama thinks you should be doing, or your government. Your government is God, period. And what God sent you here to do is for love, period. How to activate that heavenly presence is love. How do you activate heaven on earth for yourself and for others? Love. Love is the way. It sounds frilly. It sounds fluffy. It sounds Care Bear-ish. I don't care. It's facts. It's the truth. And when you're ready to hear that truth, you will hear my voice. It's love, period. And it starts with self-love. That's the greatest love of all, because that self-love is God's love. It all is so clear. It's so clear. Most of the things, everything is flipped. The world of hell is the grave, that old world, that hustle, grind, death-filled, pain, suffering world. That's the old world. That's the old programming. In order for you to ascend right here, right now, in this body, you must be bold enough, courageous enough, and faithful enough to the God that brought you here to pursue what it is that you love to do unapologetically. No excuses. You cannot use money as an excuse for not pursuing the love of God in you as you. It's what keeps your heart beating. Money is not what keeps your heart beating. God, source, life, energy is what keeps your heart beating. And to keep that heart beating long enough to sustain this everlasting life is love, period. You must love yourself so much. You must love yourself so much. Not anybody else. Not even your children can do this for you. You must love yourself so much that you give yourself everything. Everything your heart desires, you must give it to yourself. If it's abundance, I am abundant. I am full. My cup runneth over. I am so grateful. This is how you give it to yourself in your thoughts, your consciousness. In your thoughts, you keep draining your life force energy. You keep talking about how life is hard, how life is short, how money is hard to get. Those thoughts will keep you in hell. Period. I was there. It will keep you in hell, and it will keep you in a suicidal self-destruct. There's a little switch, and these people know how to switch it on, and they know how to switch it off. You're in that default mode of self-destruct until you turn it off. Until you go in there and you flip the switch for self-preservation. Project Sustain Life is what the Neo-Think Society will call it. Project Sustain Life. Your project here, your mission here is to sustain your life force. Period. You are here to heal yourself of every and any disease because you simply can. When you are conscious of the power that lives in you, you can resurrect. You can heal the sick. You can raise the dead. You can walk on water. You can turn water into wine. It is all within you, here and now. Life is beautiful. And I forgive myself for all those years of putting extreme stress extreme stress. I forgive myself for all the unloving, unkind, dysfunctional, and disharmonious thoughts that I had about myself and about my world. And that's all I experienced until the day that I discovered that these very thoughts could change. And it would cause such a chain reaction within me and everything else in my world. When I decided to change the way I think, I must look for the good. I must look for the good. That is what heaven on earth is. You must look for the good and milk it. Milk it. I'm sitting here in a room right now and I'm giving thanks for the carpet. I'm giving thanks for the sheets. I'm giving thanks for the TV. I'm giving thanks for the cars. I'm giving thanks for the water in my fridge. I'm giving thanks for the food in my fridge. I'm giving thanks for the apple juice near me. I'm giving thanks for the rose near me. I'm giving thanks for the lights. I'm giving thanks for the roof on my head. I'm giving thanks for the pillow. I'm giving thanks for the teddy. When you become so grateful, you will really understand what I'm talking about, how rich you are. When you get into a state of poverty, you become ungrateful. You become a complainer. You become a victim to life. You disempower yourself. You weaken your ability to manifest your desires. And you create sickness and dis-ease in the temple of God. In order to reverse that, you must reverse the spell, reverse your words, reverse your language. Flip the script of your life. Whatever they told you, you speak the opposite. Whatever they told you, you speak the opposite. You must take full responsibility for the thoughts that you think, because you are not innocent. You are not innocent. You must take responsibility for the part that you played in creating the world that you live in. You live in it. So you had something to do with being there. You had something to do with creating it, whether it was in this life or you did it in some other body. We all are responsible for the way the government is, for what's happening in the world, by the thoughts that we keep thinking. The worse your thoughts get is the worse the world gets. The better your thoughts get is the better the world becomes for you. I have so many videos. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm moving to YouTube. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's not in the description right now because I just wanted to just get these words out of me. But if you look in my other videos, you'll see it, and I'll put it up. As soon as I get off this, I'll put it in the description. My name on YouTube is Jabundance. If you can find me that way, wonderful. There will be a time where I will not be on here live anymore. I will have made enough videos for you to understand and to get yourself out of hell and ascend. I will not be making any videos after I feel as if my mission in that area is complete. So my library will be on YouTube and it will be preserved forever. I speak highly. Here's another thing that I'm going to give you. Speak highly of anything that you use, anything that benefits you, anything that you have to be around, anything that you use, and that's everything. Speak highly of it. I mean, you got to think of these things as alive and as awake, and it can hear you. When you talk about money, make sure money hears you talking well of them. There's not one person on this planet that will like to be around you if you are constantly talking about how bad it is, how bad they did this, how bad it is, how worse it's gonna get. If you're not speaking well of that particular thing in your life, don't expect it to go well for you. It's all I'm saying. And I guarantee you that what I'm saying to you is facts. Period. Continue to talk about your partner. Say whatever you want to say about them. Just know that whatever you're saying about them, whether they're around you when you said it or not, they're going to play it out. They're going to play it out. So your best bet is to start speaking well. Look for all the wonderful things about that person, about your government, about your body. Start bigging up your body, man. Start blessing your body, man. Cut that whole thing. Stop detaching from your body, because that's all you're creating is detachment. When you detach from your body, I'm not the body is temporary, the body is so finicky, it's fading away. Same thing, it's the same thing you're saying about, imagine if you said that about your money. Just listen to your words. Where do you expect your body to go if you keep saying it's temporary, it's sick, it's whatever you're saying about the body? When you could say, my body is perfect. My body is beautiful. My body is healed. My body is healthy. My body is getting better and better every single day. My body, every single cell in my body is regenerating. Every single limb is strong, healthy, and firm. My organs are working well and in alignment. Thank you, lungs. Thank you, heart. Thank you. You know how many things you could be grateful for in your body right now instead of talking smack about your body? Reverse the spell. The minute that you start saying something that you do not want, if you do not want your body to perish, stop saying that it will perish. It's going to perish. Life is short. I have to die. I have to go there. No, you don't. That's the part that you don't know yet, but now you do. Whatever you say, you have the power of God. And it said it straight. I don't know how else to say it to you, but I'm going to leave the video with this. Life and death is in the power of your tongue. Life or death is in the power of your tongue. How many times have you heard this? And if you haven't heard it before, here it is now. If you went to church and you was a Christian and your parents fed you the Bible, you know what I'm talking about. All of it is not lies. It's a very interesting book, just like your mind, but you can decode it. Once you start to ascend and you start to think for yourself, you'll start to decode what the Bible is trying, or the original insight that it was there to give you. Life and death is in the power of your tongue. Speaking, that's how powerful your words are. They didn't tell you that. They told you to say whatever you want to say out your mouth, and you don't think there's a repercussion for what you're saying. But there is. You're creating. This is how you're creating. You're not aware of what it is that you're saying, but become aware. If you want to really, really enjoy this life, if you really, really want to enjoy heaven right here, and you deserve it. You've worked so many years. Your ancestors worked so many years. Your great-great-great-great-grandfathers and great-grandmothers, they slaved for you to get this knowledge, to get this wisdom, to get this understanding. This is the truth. This is the truth that leads to everlasting life. I am the way. I am the truth. I am the life. If you speak of yourself in any other way, expect your demise. And for those of you that have loved ones around you that insist on going to hell, which is the grave, then it's time for you to prepare yourself, to outlive a lot of people. Prepare yourself. You need to have your emotions in check, because a lot of people are leaving because they choose to not be here, because all they can see is wickedness prevailing forever. And that is not a healthy perspective at all. I can see that for many, many years we have suffered because we keep thinking the same. We have the same mindset. We're still claiming victim. We're still claiming powerlessness. We're still claiming, we're claiming dis-ease. We're claiming dysfunction. We're claiming poverty. For so many years, your ancestors did the same thing. You're doing the same thing. We're all doing the same thing. We're repeating the same cycle over and over and over again. You're working just as hard as your ancestors did, and that's not the life that God meant for you to live. The God you serve is a loving, kind, compassionate, forgiving God. See yourself as such. Align your thoughts with the thoughts of God. And this is the highway to heaven. Love is the highway to heaven. Choose love. 9 to 5, you should be doing something that you absolutely love. Absolutely love, whether there was money involved or not. Take the money away. This is something you would do from 9 to 5 every single day. You would wake up in excitement and you would go to sleep in excitement. That excitement is the fuel for your heart. They say that the number one cause of death in the United States, I'm not sure the rest of the world what it is heart disease. Think about that. Heart disease. There's a spiritual side and there's a spiritual solution for every physical so-called problem. You can see the physical outcome of things, but you have no idea how it's created in the spiritual realm. And I'm telling you how it's done now. Everything that you see that's physical has a spiritual side to it. Wayne Dyer says there's a spiritual solution to every problem. So everything that you see going on physically, there is a spiritual sense behind it. We're very conscious of our physical needs. I need food, I need shelter, but we're not very this is what it means to be conscious of your spiritual needs, the meditation, the thoughts, the beliefs, the mental habits that we have, the thoughts, the words. Where is your spirituality? Whether you go to church or not, every day when you wake up, you should be praying, thanking. My prayer is thank you, thank you, thank you. Amen. I go down a list of everything that I'm grateful for that I have right now. I claim it now. I claim my health now. I claim my happiness now. And it only keeps getting better. Miracles upon miracles upon miracles keep happening, not only to my body, but to my mind. The peace, the joy, the excitement, it's all here for you to enjoy once you turn your mind to the higher side of life, to the beautiful side of life, towards love. Nature is a great way for you to acknowledge that. We're so consumed in boxes and cars and consuming and buying and selling, and nature is right there. And it's the source of so much joy and peace. There's so much to say. That's why I have to give it a part 1. Part 2 will be coming soon. I appreciate your time here. I appreciate your presence here. Your attention is worth more than money. That's why it's called paying attention. In that unseen world, your attention to anything is the currency that keeps it going. So pay attention to your heart. Pay attention to what it is that you love. The reason that I mentioned the heart is because that is where home is. That's where heaven is for you. That's where all that love is for you. And it's not, no one else can give that to you. That love has to be cultivated, grown, nurtured, and protected inside of you for yourself. When you start cultivating a positive, healthy mindset, you are going to fall in love with yourself because you become so beautiful inside and out. The words that come out of your mouth is healing. The words that come out of your mouth, the thoughts that you think is so beautiful that you literally fall in love with your own mind, with your own self. I can sit here sometimes and see myself think these beautiful thoughts about something that I used to think such wicked thoughts about. And I can see the person have a different reaction to me when I sit and literally milk all the wonderful, beautiful, beautiful things that that person has done, or the things that I appreciate about them. It never fails. That's all I can say. It never fails. Heart disease is number one because most people aren't following what it is that they love to do, and it is your ultimate mission for being here. When you follow that love, follow it. Follow it. No matter what, follow what it is that you absolutely love to do. Not because, don't do it for money. It's going to drain you. Otherwise, love is going to literally empower you. It's going to strengthen you. It's going to keep you excited. It's going to keep your heart functioning at its best every single day when you're living from your heart space, when you're living for love. You got to live for love. That's the reason why. That's the reason for everlasting life, because you want to feel, you're going to get to experience that love in physical form. And it's so beautiful. It's so precious. Right here, right now is the best of both worlds. It's the best of both worlds. Planet Earth is the most exciting, the most magnificent, the most abundant, the most prosperous place to be, to ever exist. We manifested this planet. We created this planet. This is a place. It's actually a plane of thought. And the more you raise your consciousness to a place of love for yourself, and you cultivate that love, the planet resonates with that. It resonates with each individual, and it starts to expand. It starts to grow. It doesn't get smaller. It gets bigger. It gets bigger. And the bigger it gets is the more abundant it gets. The more fruit trees. The more we're growing more trees. We're building up the planet again. We're not tearing down the planet because we're just gonna come and leave. Because when you have that mindset of temporary, I'm only here for a short period of time, so I'm gonna come and I'm going to destroy. I am going to mangle. It's like when you go to a hotel room and you know this ain't, like, this not my room. That's how some people think, but I don't do that. But it's not my home. It's not where I live. So they destroy. Destroy the place. Litter, throw garbage everywhere. When you realize that this is your eternal home, and this is a place of heaven, as it can be a place of hell, because all states of mind and all states of mind exist in this realm. So to say that everyone has to go to that same demise is an unfortunate lie. And I'm hoping that you don't believe that your God would only send you here to suffer, to suffer and to struggle and to work hard, and you will never ever see. You work so hard for your children, and you'll never ever get to see their children's children prosper from the work that you did. You are worthy of all of that. And that's the first step to heaven on earth, is to believe that you're actually worthy of that experience right here, right now, which is why self-love is the most important love that you can ever cultivate and speak of. You're worthy of this experience, and I would love for everyone to have the type of joy and love and abundance that was truly meant for you to live. Have an amazing, amazing rest of day. I love you as I love myself. I am so very grateful to be the messenger of hope, love, peace, prosperity, and eternal, everlasting life in physical form right here, right now, in paradise on earth. Hallelujah. We shall restore the Garden of Eden right here and right now. Have an amazing night. Peace, love, and blessings to each and every one of you.